all over here at the Thornbury Surfacing Stadium with Chippenham Town manager Gary Horgan. Horgs, Dartford, we said it before coming in today, was going to be a very difficult game, big side, very physical, a 2-1 win, and a sort of a habit for you, isn't it, picking up results against Dartford?
I don't know so much about that, but yeah, listen, we expected a tough game and we certainly got one, but I think overall I think we shaded it and deserved the victory.
I think, break the game down into little bits. The first half, I thought, a few players started very brightly. I thought, a couple maybe needed to get up to pace, but in the end, I think, going 1-0 down sort of shocked us into action. We had the first one there where Alfie was pulled up for a dive. We've had Alfie's conversation, he didn't think it was, but then obviously a penalty, and Alfie slotted that away. It's been a good relief to go in at half-time 1-1 after what looked to be a fairly promising first 45 minutes for you and the boys.
Yeah, I think if we'd have gone in at half-time 1-0 down, it wouldn't have been right. I think we battled with the pitch today a little bit, but tried to play our football and move them around the pitch. And I think we worked on that Thursday night in certain areas, and I thought we did that quite well. We did that quite well without that absolute cutting edge. Created some good opportunities, but yeah, I don't think it would have been just if we'd have come in at 1-0 down at half-time. Fortunately, we've got a penalty, and Alfie's managed to stick that away.
And you could really stick the man of the match on multiple people today, I think, but I think a large part of the sort of the rumblings around the crowd and the people, the conversations that are having is just how good certain lads are looking when they're coming in. And I suppose it's maybe the surprise factor, but when you're pulling Kane Bradbury in for the 45 minutes he's had there, and Will King has had another incredible shift, Noah Coppins ran hard miles today, the academy has really become quite a large part of your management structure, and it really seems to be paying dividends at the moment with some great performances from the lads.
Yeah, again, I felt that everybody played their part today. Certainly, again, was pleased with Kane. And yeah, listen, they've all put in a shift, all 11 of them today. I was particularly impressed again with Luke Russ. I thought he mopped up an awful lot for us, and then again was sort of starting positive attacks for us as well. Jordan Young's managed to get through pretty much the whole game. We don't want to talk about his goal either, but again, I think you could probably go through all of the lads today.
We're going to talk about his goal, obviously for all the accolades that have been thrown the way of the academy and the lads that are coming in that maybe are new to Chippenham supporters. It was an old face today, one from last season, one that we saw quite familiar towards the end of last season. Jordan Young putting the ball in the back of the net with a magical moment, really. I mean, when he steps up with those free kicks, you kind of get a sort of sense of inevitability, and with 90 minutes on the clock, there's no one else you'd rather have stood over that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Look, we've had to be really careful with Youngie, because like I said, he missed a pretty big chunk of pre-season, and with the schedule we've got, we've had to be careful with him. But yeah, like you said, look, the good news is not just Youngie, but Kane Bradbury is stepping over those free kicks as well. So we've got two lads that can go either way now. But yeah, once Jordan steps up, we did think we've got a chance here, and Jordan Young did sort of Jordan Young things and managed to stick one in the top corner from just outside the edge of the area.
And obviously you've been quick to move this week, obviously with a lot of the transfer stuff that's going around, certainly in the EFL. Deadline day yesterday and a lot of movement, but you've managed to act quite quickly to secure Will Tizard in on loan from Southampton until January. I thought, considering he's played 90 minutes and that's got to be his first 90 minutes in men's football, I thought he acquitted himself fantastically today alongside Will Richards. Yeah,
so Will's been in with us just over a week actually, so we've got him in just to acclimatise him with the group and also have a real good look at him as well. So yeah, we were able to get that done. Obviously it's a Premier League loan, so we have to operate within the window, so that becomes a bit of a challenge. But yeah, look, I thought he did well, given that he's been playing Premier League 2 football. So I think it's quite well known that there's a lot of playing out in the back, and probably not got the physicality certainly that the Dartford side would bring. You only got to look at second half, they're bombing the kitchen sink with Alex Wall, Charlie Sheringham. These are two strikers that are a handful for anybody at this level. So for a handful for a 19-year-old who's probably stepping into his first game of competitive football, where he probably doesn't have to head the ball loads. I thought he acquitted himself really, really well.
And speaking of loans, obviously we had some good news in the loan market, we've had some bad news in the loan market this week. I suppose bad news is perspective, but Seb Palmer-Holden being recalled by Bristol City, with them citing reasons they were impressed with what they've seen so far and they want to integrate him with their first team setup. I suppose disappointing to lose Seb, lovely guy, good player, great family, really good to have around the club, but it's got to be another real positive for Chippenham Town Football Club and the work that you guys are doing, that teams such as Bristol City in the Championship are pulling your loans back early, saying we'd like to integrate them into the side. And of course we've seen it sort of seen it already so far with the likes of Twiner that got pulled back in for Swindon, Haynes got pulled back in at Swindon, Aguiar got pulled back in at Swindon. These lads that are coming and playing vital minutes at Chippenham Town, and it's disappointing, of course, to see them go, but we can only wish them the best with their careers when they do go back, and we're certainly doing well with the developmental side.
Yeah, look, these are good players, and the clubs know that, and they're very careful with them as well. So he's done well, and we'll continue to try and utilise that market, as I've said before. So yeah, look, we'll continue to do that as long as we can.
Braintree on the horizon, Gary. You come into the game obviously unbeaten at home. The last time we took the lads out on the road, it was a bit of a humbling experience against Taunton with three goals leaked. Braintree are going to be another really good side this year. They look like they've strengthened over pre-season. They look like they're going to be another good side, difficult to beat at home. Of course, they did handle us at home last season, but you've got to be taking the lads there in quite a buoyant spirit after a win like this.
Yes, I'm not going to look past Oxford City on Tuesday though.
Oh, of course.
So we've got Oxford City first, so we'll go into that. We've watched them this week and looked at the footage, so we'll try and like I said, we'll expect a tough game Tuesday. We'll try and get another positive result to make this a difficult place to win games. And again, Braintree, I think they've started quite well. They've got some lively forwards that we'll need to contain. Look, biggest cliche is there's no real easy games at this, or there aren't any real easy games at this level. So it'll be tough for us. But yeah, like I said, we'll continue to try and make this a difficult place to come.
Of course, we'll have to go with a shameless plug there because, of course, I forgot that we've got Oxford here on a Tuesday after the rearranged fixture. So I'm going to utilise that as an excuse to say that, of course, I meant to do that. So you would bring up the upcoming schedule and Oxford on Tuesday. For any Oxford fans that might be watching this, I'm absolutely sorry that we forgot about you. It wasn't intentional. It was just a slip of the mind. But of course, Oxford on Tuesday, they're going to provide their certain tests. We know what they're about. We've had some really good games and good battles against Oxford over the years. And like ourselves, another team that found themselves in that playoff eliminator last year, only going down to Dorking, which was a very difficult side. So by no means going to be an easy feat, despite the fact we're unbeaten here at home.
No, they're a good side. Like I say, they shift the ball well. They always have done. Like I say, they'll probably have their battles with the pitch, like we have today, and like we will again on Tuesday. So I'm not sure how they've got on today, but like I said, I think we'll expect a tough game, whatever.
Yeah, I don't think they were having the greatest of results. I saw at half time, I believe they were 4-0 down to Welling. I didn't see how that game ended. I dared not look at my phone afterwards. It was celebrating quite a lot, obviously, up in the stands there. But Gary, a really, really good result today. I mean, whatever way you dress up, a win against Dartford is always going to be a big 3 points, and especially here at the moment where we do, like you say, remain unbeaten. It's fantastic to be going into any game, whether it be home or away, with that kind of attitude in the camp. One last quick point just before we move on, Gary. It was fantastic today to see Pablo walking through the door. Obviously, we all know what's happened with Pablo. We've talked about the incident and covered it a lot, but it must give you and the boys a real lift when he walks upstairs to big applause, walks into the dressing room to a big cheer. It must really give you that added impetus to go out there and get your 3 points. Yeah,
it did. It like I say, it brought back a couple of emotions from the other week as well. But yeah, it was really good to see him. Really good to welcome his family here today as well. So the real good positive news story from all of that sort of a couple of weeks back. So yeah, no, look, it was great to see him. We want to keep him involved and interested as much as he wants to be. So look, we're trying to work with him on some other stuff so that we keep him involved as well. So and we keep his mind fresh as well. So he's on that road to recovery. How long that is, we'll support him along that, and the club have said that as well. But we want to support him as a group as well.
Good stuff. Well, Gary, well done today, mate. We'll see you at Braintree on Saturday via Oxford on Tuesday. Thanks for the reminder. Well done today, mate. All the best.
Cheers.
Top man.